His name was Alex. And for most of his life, he was proud to say, "I don't believe in God." He wasn't angry about it. He didn't grow up with trauma in the church. He just thought it didn't make sense. Alex was logical, analytical. He believed in facts, data, things that could be measured. And to him, God was a fairy tale, something people believed when life got too hard. He had answers, quick ones. He loved debates, quoted Dawkins and Hitchens. He thought religion was a comfort blanket for weak minds. But behind the clever comebacks, Alex was tired. By the time he was 35, he had everything he thought he wanted. A successful career in tech, a modern apartment, the latest phone, the nicest laptop, the coffee subscription. But every morning, he'd wake up feeling hollow. He described it once like this: "It's like I'm winning a race I don't remember signing up for." So he tried things: therapy, meditation, cold plunges, plant-based diets. He traveled, read philosophy, took silence retreats. He even stood on a mountaintop in Nepal thinking he might feel something. But nothing changed. He still felt like a man walking through a crowded party when invisible. Then came the call. His mother had cancer. Stage 4, terminal. Alex froze. His mother had always been his safe place, the one who sent him encouraging texts, who remembered his friends' names, who believed in him when he didn't. Now she was dying. He flew home, visited the hospital. She looked so small in that bed, but she smiled. "I'm okay, sweetheart, really." He was furious. "How can you be okay? You're dying." She just squeezed his hand. "Because I know where I'm going." That sentence haunted him. What did she mean? She'd started reading the Bible again, played old hymns on a tiny speaker, whispered prayers Alex refused to listen to. One night as she lay fading, she reached for him. "You don't have to believe," she said, "but promise me something." "What?" "Ask him. Ask God. Even if you're not sure he's there, just ask." Alex didn't answer. He didn't want to lie, but he nodded anyway. 2 weeks later, she was gone. He returned to the city, to work, to his spotless apartment. But nothing was the same. Grief didn't hit like a truck. It crept in the silence of brushing his teeth, in the space beside him at dinner, in the unread messages she used to send, and somewhere inside, her final words kept repeating, "Ask him." He ignored them for a while. But one rainy Thursday, walking home from work, the skies opened. With no umbrella, soaked and shivering, he ducked into the nearest building, a tiny old church. He hadn't been in one in 20 years. It was quiet. No priest, no choir, just flickering candles and creaking pews. He sat, only because it was dry. But the stillness felt heavy, like something holy lived there. He didn't pray, he didn't speak. But for some reason, he cried. It wasn't a dramatic moment. There were no angels, no booming voice, just stillness. And in that stillness, a question. What if? What if his mother was right? What if there was something more? That night, he looked for the old Bible she'd given him as a kid. He found it in a box marked junk. He opened to the Gospel of John. He read, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." He scoffed, but he kept reading. Day after day, he returned to it, not as a believer, but as a skeptic. Searching, he wrote questions in the margins, argued with the text, underlined things he hated and things that strangely stirred him. And then one night, he read, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." And he whispered, "That's me. I'm so tired." Weeks turned into months. He kept going back to the chapel. One evening he knelt, not because he was sure, but because he was ready. He whispered, "God, if you're real, I'm here." He waited. No thunder, no voice, just a strange peace. And it stayed. Faith didn't come like lightning. It came like a sunrise. Slow, soft. Sure, Alex kept reading. He started asking different questions, not, is God real? But if he is, what does that mean for me? He stopped arguing and started listening. He joined a small group, not to be convinced, but to see. He met people who didn't have all the answers, but had peace. One day, he said, faith didn't erase my questions, it just gave me someone to bring them to. Today, Alex still works in tech, he still drinks oat milk lattes, he still loves science. But now he wakes up with a different kind of purpose. Each morning, he writes one Bible verse on a sticky note and puts it on his screen, a reminder of the journey, of the stillness, of the whisper. If you're watching this and you're a skeptic, a doubter, a seeker, this story is for you. Because God isn't offended by your questions. He's not scared of your logic. He made your mind, and he welcomes your curiosity. So maybe tonight, in the quiet, just ask, God, if you're real, I'm listening. You don't need fancy words, just a willing heart. And maybe, just maybe, you'll find what Alex did. Not certainty, but peace. Not proof, but presence. And in that presence, faith. If this story stirred something in you, please like, share, and subscribe to Faith Light Stories. Each week we share real journeys from doubt to belief, because God still meets people where they are. Thank you for watching. May you find the peace that surpasses all understanding.